Greetings. Today, the moon continues in Taurus. So we have more earthy, practical opportunities to get grounded and to focus on the physical world and the needs of our bodies. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Monday, February 23rd. We do have that moon continuing in Taurus, reaching the later degrees of Taurus, where it will join with Uranus in Taurus, activating the planet of earthquakes and lightning bolts. So not it activates that energy of shift. And so there's always the possibility of unexpected developments and shifts in the way that we see things, shifts in perspective, shifts in consciousness, and new ideas coming in or new information. So, what we do with the new information or whatever is changing or surfacing in the world around us is up to us. We can approach it with that sense of wonder of, oh, look at that. Something is changing, something is new, something is different. My day might have a little bit of a curveball thrown into it, but it is what we make of it, right? And we have, as time goes on, after the moon moves past Uranus, we have that opportunity to then process and integrate new information. This is, of course, a very temporary aspect or alignment of the moon joining Uranus. And then the moon goes into Gemini at 6:28 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll have that shift after the moon joins up with Uranus into Gemini, where we get curious. We have that inquisitive mind and spirit. We might need to process our thinking or talk to a friend or write things out or in any way that kind of helps us process information and explore our thinking at deeper levels. So that's once the moon goes into Gemini, but really seeing this moon, which is the mood of the day, moving through an earth sign over the weekend and then into Monday until it moves into air sign Gemini. We have that mood of the day that is a lot more focused on the practical world. So thinking about the food we need, the rest we need, the nourishment, what our physical environment needs, how does it need attention, and how are we connecting with the world through our senses. So that is unfolding in the context of the background of the bigger picture outer planet energies that are so significant right now, because Saturn and Neptune had their exact conjunction on Friday, February 20th, just before 9 a.m. Pacific time, but they're still very close. And what happens when those two planets come together, which, we've been talking about on the Emergence guest speaker series. But one of the things that happens is that Saturn gets its instructions from Neptune. So Saturn is passing by Neptune and it says, "Hey, Neptune, great to see you again. We've been going our separate ways for the last 36 years as we moved apart and then slowly came back together. But now, the slower moving planet, Neptune, says, here is the bigger spiritual picture." And Saturn says, gotcha. Okay, those are my instructions. Now we go and we put things into shape and we do that process of creating and making things happen. We feel that pressure. We feel that where those boundaries are, where the limitations are, where we have to work hard to achieve things. But Saturn is getting those instructions from Neptune as we speak. So that in your own life is the way that you infuse your your daily life, your projects, the things you're working on, the things you care about, the things you're involved in, the things you're maybe even just dipping your toes in, but not really sure if you're going to stick there or whatever. Though it's like, well, how is my heart guiding these choices? Because Neptune is giving its instructions to Saturn. So you are having your heart, your spiritual needs, your soul's connection to the bigger picture needing to be moving into your on the ground physical things that you're engaging in and the ways that you're implementing the bigger picture of your spiritual needs. So Saturn is getting its instructions right now. It's checking in. Hey, is this what your heart wants? Is this what the bigger picture needs? Is this in alignment with your soul? So those bigger questions are in the background as the outer planets in this double sextile pattern that will be with us and is going to be getting closer and closer as we head toward July of this year. And then they move further apart and then back closer together again next year. So this is going to be going on and on in the background. We also have Uranus heading into Gemini. So changes there. And we're really looking at this bigger picture of what the planets are, how we're being called to step up to what it is we're here to do. So then we bring it back to the mood of the day, which says, how are you going to work on that today, here and now, on this day, in your life, in your daily life, with the mood and the vibe of what is happening today, both internally and externally. Some of it is external, and the natural focus on an Earth Moon day, then the focus will naturally draw you into things that are practical, things that are logical, physical, and tangible. And also internally, externally, those things just sort of synchronistically seem to happen, but also internally, you're listening to those deeper needs on the level of practicality and your body, and what do you need for your health, and how do you need to be nourished and really make your body function optimally. So attending to those things. Thanks for being here, and thank you for joining me on the Emergence Guest Speaker Series. We now have just released today the interview with Tracy Chipman, storyteller, really just heart opening. The way that Tracy holds space and the way that she brings imagery in through her storytelling. She has been doing folklore and collecting stories from from the old, right? The older storytellers who have held the stories. Anyway, she's really a beautiful soul, and she does a fantastic job at what she does. She's very good at it. So I recommend that you don't miss that interview with Tracy. It's available now at transformationalastrology.com. And you can go to transformationalastrology.com/emergence to see a listing of all of the speakers that are available so far. Thanks so much for being here and for sharing with your friends, helping to get the word out. Thanks for subscribing to this YouTube channel and joining my transformationalastrology.com member site, which, by the way, is on a nonprofit platform. So you can feel good about joining there. And all of, if you choose to do a paid subscription, all of the money goes to support directly the work that I am doing. And that's what I will say about that. All right. Thanks for being here. I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.